Welcome to our Sunday sermon for the second Sunday of Epiphany. Thanks for joining us. Before we begin, I'd just like to bring to your attention a new online fellowship that Heidi and I will be hosting on Tuesday mornings, Tuesday at 10. This will begin this week and you are all more than welcome to join us. We'll be using the usual online service Zoom link that you can find on the webpage. If you need any further details, please do get in touch. Also, as a group of churches, we are hosting an online Lent course called The Treasure Within. This will begin on Friday the 19th of February at 2 p.m. and run for 6 weeks. If you want to know more details about this course or register your interest, you can see more details on the website. Or again, please do get in touch. Today's Gospel reading comes from John 1, verses 43 to 51. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him, about whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said, "Come and see." When Jesus saw Nathanael coming towards him, he said to him, "Here is truly an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael asked him, "Where did you come to know me?" Jesus answered, "I saw you under the fig tree before Philip called you." Nathanael replied, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." And Jesus answered, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." Today's passage recalls the calling of Philip and Nathanael. Jesus called them and they followed. First, we see the calling of Philip. Jesus had gone to Galilee and there he found him. It's true to say that if we only had John's Gospel to go on, we might be under the impression that this was the first time that Jesus had met Philip. But the other Gospels suggest that this may not necessarily have been the case. But this was the first formal invitation to Philip, an invitation to follow Jesus. Philip did so without hesitation. He saw something in Jesus and he accepted the call. He saw something so amazing that the first thing he did was to go off and tell somebody else. He told Nathanael. He said to him, "We have found him, the one that Moses told us about. It's Jesus, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." Philip just wanted to share the good news. But here we see the difference between his response and the response of Nathanael. Philip's was immediate. Nathanael was perhaps a little bit more hesitant. In fact, his response was rather derogatory, full of prejudice. "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" he asked. Nathanael's response highlights that in those days Nazareth was rather a nondescript place, perhaps just a small village, maybe as small as some of the villages in our group. In Nathanael's mind, Nazareth wasn't somewhere that you would expect to be the home of the Messiah. You can almost imagine this being the start of a heated debate, but Philip didn't rise to it. He knew what he had seen. He knew that he had met the Messiah. And he simply said, "Come and see. So Nathanael went with Philip to go and see. Jesus welcomed Nathanael with open arms, and as he approached, he said, "Here is a true Israelite, in whom there is no deceit." There is such a contrast between the two initial statements. Nathanael, not ever having met Jesus, asked, "How could anything good come out of Nazareth?" But Jesus, on meeting Nathanael, gave him a wonderful compliment. You see, first impressions count, and as we must always remember that we never get a second chance to make a good first impression. Nathanael wondered how Jesus could have known him, but Jesus had seen him under the fig tree. Now we might wonder what the significance of the fig tree was, but I believe that if the Bible is highlighting something to us, it is there for a reason. It's certainly a place that would provide shade, a place where people would gather in the heat of the day. But Jesus must have seen something in Nathanael, something more than someone simply sitting in the shade, passing the time of day. In the Jewish tradition, the fig tree often stood for a place of peace, a place where you might sit and meditate on the scriptures. I suggest that what Jesus actually saw wasn't just someone sitting in the shade. He saw what was on Nathanael's heart, a true Israelite, in whom there is no deceit. Let me ask you this. Where is your fig tree? Where is the place that you go to meditate on God's word, that quiet place of prayer? Nathanael was touched. Despite his initial response, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" when he met Jesus, he not only saw that he was good, but he saw that he was the Son of God, the King of Israel. His reward was that he would see greater things than these. That reward is available to us all. Nathanael would have known the scriptures. When Philip told him that he had found the one that Moses had written about, Nathanael didn't dispute that promise. He didn't dispute the scriptures. He just doubted that he could come from Nazareth. Now it might be said that Nathanael had already met Christ in the Word, in the scriptures, but now he had met him in the flesh. He had experienced the living Christ, and he was transformed through that process. We too can know Christ personally. We too can answer that call, and we too can enter into a relationship with the living Christ. And I invite you all to answer that call today. Perhaps you are like Philip, who responded to that direct call. Perhaps, on the other hand, you are like Nathanael, going on a quest. You have to come and see, perhaps doubting. But as we have seen today, either road can lead to Jesus and greater things than these. In Philip, we see the testimony that Jesus is the one prophesied in the Old Testament. And in Nathanael, we see his testimony that Jesus is the Son of God and the King of Kings. How would you testify today? Do you recognize the call of Jesus? Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of God, calling you by name. If you're not sure, I invite you to come and see. And we're going to have a number of opportunities where you can do just that in the coming weeks. In February and March, we are hosting an online Lent course, The Treasures Within. And after Easter, we're looking to begin a new Alpha course. If you want to come and see, please do take up one of these options and come and talk to us. Indeed, if you are like Philip and have already responded to the call, why not take up this opportunity of finding a Nathanael in your life, someone who you can encourage to come and see, someone who you can accompany on one of these courses, because that is all we need to do. We just need to say, as Philip did to Nathanael, come and see. And we let Jesus do the rest.